Hey everybody, this is Joe over at Synergy 17, and today I'm going to show you how to trace your graphics in Corel Draw. I showed you some other videos in Oobling and Corel and Vector Magic that do some auto tracing, but I'm going to show you a couple techniques in doing it manual. The first one is going to be more about kind of analyzing your graphic and seeing what you need to do, and and the second one will be more of the tracing. So this first part, this is a graphic that I borrowed from a friend, and I was looking at it, and she had posted on one of the groups about asking to help have someone trace it for her. And if I look at it, most of it is text, and then there's the dumbbells on the side, and are the weights on the side. So the thing is, sometimes you just can't find that text. Or the font. You'll ask your customer, "Hey, do you have this font?" And they don't. They just have this JPEG or PNG or GIF or whatever they gave you. So when I was looking at it, I can kind of see that the performance group exercise right here, these two are the same font. I mean, you can kind of tell by the R there and the R there, and the P and the P. So I knew that these two were the same, but then this one was different. So I first started out thinking I'll try to find this font, and then this might be a someone drew it. So I didn't know if this was a font or not, but I went ahead and looked for it anyways. So what I did was sometimes there's a tool here called uh, what's this font and or what's the font, and then what you do is you highlight this and it tries to find it. But I really don't have very good luck on that. So I just kind of looked at it and it looks kind of sci-fi. So I went to defont.com, and since the graphic right here, like I said, it's very distinguishable as this R. This R looks really different here. And also this P and this G have the slant. So I went to Defont, and they have categories. And so I went to sci-fi. And what's weird is that I wasn't sure if I'd find it or not. So up here you can kind of type in different letters. I typed in group exercise here. Actually, I just typed in group because that's all I really need. I just want to see the R and some of the other things. So when I do that, it puts in the word group this way, and I can kind of look through. And I was just looking at the R's, and as I was going down, I saw this one. So when I saw this this group here, it kind of looked very similar to this P and this G. So this G right here. So I thought that might be it. So I went up here, and I typed in, oops, sorry, I saw the P and the G, and that was it. That's the actual font for that one. So I saved that, and then I kept on looking through for the R, and I saw this R. It kind of looks the same, but the P and G are different. So I kept on looking, and there's like pages of sci-fi. But like I said, if you're keyed into one particular letter, then here's the same type of R where it comes in there. You can find it pretty quickly. And then I saw this one, and then I saw the G, and then I saw the P, and I just kind of looked at these. And then when I went back into this one, I saw that's the exact lettering. So I downloaded that font as well. So to get started, I'll just do this real fast. PGX. And let's duplicate that. Put group. And then duplicate that one. Do exercise. And then one more for performance. Okay, so I'll do the PGX first since it's the smaller one, and go back, and this one was called this one here. The other one was called here it is right here, ethnocentric. So I should actually have these towards the top because I was playing around with them earlier. So there's this one here. And when I look at this, I'm just going to make it green so it's the same color. Oops. So what I see here is this could be an outline with a contour in, or the inside with the contour out. So I was just kind of lining it up to see what would work better. And it does fit on the inside. And what you can do is you can kern a little bit by taking the shape tool and bring things in or out. So I can move that there, and I can take this one and move it this way a little bit. So, alrighty, so that looks good. And the performance is this one, the group, what is that font? So I'll just make this another color just so we can see it. I want to get the height correct, so I'm just going to resize it so the height is correct. And then that's 0.526. I'm going to take this one and do the same thing since it's the same height here. Make it blue as well, just to put it over here. Then I'll take this guy and I'll stretch it out. Take this one, stretch it out as well. And then what I would do is I would take these two, this one and this one, and center them, align them up, and then I'll group those together. The performance, and right now I'm just making them random colors. So once I get them aligned, so now I have majority of it. I just need to do a couple things. So height-wise, this looks good. There's a square box right here, so I'll go ahead and copy that square box. And then I'll take this one and this one, this group and the box, and I'll center them. I'll make this part black. Oops. The text black. So pull this whole thing down. Make the text black. Make the box white. And then I'm going to take those and I'm going to group them. Oops. Move the box to the background. Group that here, so this is the same. And I'll take that and I'll center those, so those are both the same. I'll just group those. Now the PGX here, like I said, I have a couple options. I could contour to the outside or contour in. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger, and then I'll contour in instead. I'm going to bring this in a little bit. Okay. So now I'm going to contour. I choose the contour tool here, and I'm going to go to the inside. And the colors are backwards. It's supposed to be green on the inside, white on the outside. But I'm just kind of getting an idea of how it looks. So it looks fine to me. Pick this up, break it apart, and I'll go to wireframe just so you can see what I'm doing. I'll choose this one, make it white. Choose this one, make it green. And I'll group those back together. So all we have left now is the box and the weights. So the weights, we can easily take this here and do this a couple times. We'll center them when we're done. If you want them all to be the same width, then we'll change that as well. So for example, let's say this first one here is 0.278. We'll make sure that's 0.278, and that one's 0.278. We got one more here to do. That one seems a little wider. Actually, no, it seems about the same. So, oops, wrong direction. Okay, so one thing I want to do with these three is I want them all centered. So we will align those, then I'll group them, make them green, and I'll duplicate that so it's exactly the same, and then we'll flip it over, and this should fit right here. And we'll take those two and we'll align those as well. And what do we need? A box. So this box right here, you can tell, is 12 inches by 4.834. So I can either trace it or I can just make a box and give it those dimensions. So I'll take that one, make it black, and I don't need the outline on that, just like on these ones I don't need the outline. These ones I don't need the outline. So if this looks all nice, then I'm going to group them all, just stick them together and bring it down here. And so that is one way. I didn't do any tracing at all. I just kind of, well, I mean, I did with the weights, but other than that, it'll be, if you look at the wireframe, it's be pretty easy to cut that out now. So, oops, one thing I do want to check is that, see these right here? I notice the weights aren't distributed pretty evenly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these ones here. If you want them even, there's an option here for, oops, align and distribute, and you could do this right here. You can distribute these evenly between the spacing, so it puts even spaces in between. Do the same thing with this one as well. Yeah. Alright, so now there's even spacing, and you can send this, take the green parts into the cutter. This was done for solid vinyl, so that's why I didn't put the gradients in it like the black to green. But anyways, this is the first part. So this was just basically about analyzing the graphic and looking at what you can do, because whenever there's text, try to find the font. It's just so much cleaner than trying to redraw it or use an auto trace. In the second video, I'll show you another graphic with no text that's more of the actual tracing using node editing.